So we're here with Ulf, who is you are a certifier for the EU organic standards?
And Krav.
And Krav, but there's Krav is a separate thing here in Sweden, but we're actually looking to have the hens and eggs certified organic under the EU standards. So we've just been looking up here at the egg bales behind us and just talking about how we run the hens and other things. And Ulf seems to think that it fits the baseline for organic standards.
Yeah.
And you thought the birds look healthy and good.
Absolutely.
And that's our primary intention too. These are some of the things that we're talking about. They want to see the winter structures and the size and how we give water and where the silos are on the farm. And then the internal measurements of the eggmobiles to make sure that they all meet standards. So we just give some simple drawings to show that the roosts are enough for the birds and the nests have enough space. And then where we buy birds from and all of the record keeping of food to show that we're feeding organic. And yeah, it's quite an interesting process because it's always a bit overwhelming. If you haven't done this before, Ulf didn't want to speak too much on camera because he's not sure if he's allowed to say certain things or not as a representative of the company. But you know, he's used to certifying big industrial units as well as some small scale farmers. So this is obviously a bit different to what they're used to. And we're just showing around the farm and all the different things that we do and explaining the approach and what we're up to. And it's good to know that this is, you know, can be a fairly useful process. We talked about the broilers, but for us, we don't want to get organic certification for these because we want to slaughter at the weight that's best for the birds. And under EU directives, organic meat birds must be 84 days old. And that's just an arbitrary number in my mind. It pays no respect to the welfare of the bird, the breed of the bird, etc. And so I want to slaughter at the weight that's right for the customer and the health of the bird, etc. But we're just showing around now, showing a few models.
EPC.
Is it the same? That's what I've just read briefly about it, but it has to do with quality standards.
It is. It's based.
End product more, no? Or?
Yeah. If you have a slaughterhouse, if you make marmalade or something, it's very normal that the buyers they demand that you have an EP certification to be able to sell your products.
Yeah, I think I came in contact with it when I contacted Coop, Värmland, and to sell in the grocery stores. They often have certification requirement.
And that's, of course, it's harder for a small producer.
Yeah.
It's easy if you produce X amount of tons.
Yeah.
On your backs.
Ja, men det... Och att många har den approachen att det är lite mera turn the earth, but we just put layers of
it's straight on the ground.
Yeah.
And we just deep luckra. And these tunnels, I didn't put them in as greenhouse tunnels because they are very mobile.
Yeah.
So they are more like a feature on the land.
But the greenhouse is if it's solid on the ground.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's the ground as well in the regulation that you have to grow your stuff in the soil. You're not allowed to put.
Sure.
And also the amount of dirt. If you, I don't know if you grow anything in pots.
No.
Like
it goes in pots as a seedling. Right?
Yeah, of course, but you have the minimum of 30 liters otherwise.
Is that for plant welfare?
Yeah.
It's like 6 chickens a metre square. We just got some more of this wood-based compost. I just want to show you, it's bone dry in here. We're just talking about becoming organic certified for the gardens too, but despite it being bone dry, this stuff is really helping us hold moisture. You see the worms down here? But this has been the saving grace this year, to have really cheap organic material to put on top that just acts like a sponge. We've just been talking about seed supplies and compost and using our own animal manures, and so I think basically our vegetable production and our hens are going to be meeting organic standards right away. And yeah, it's interesting. It's not something I ever considered before. It's something that Johanna initiated because one of our big customers needs it in their chain. They've been buying eggs as a really good customer, as well as chickens, turkeys, vegetables, microgreens, as a very big customer near here. And they're part of a bigger chain that needs things actually certified organic. So this is how this all came about, but it seems like no problem. And obviously, talking with the inspector, it's clear that we are starting from the point of trying to do things organic or better than organic, as opposed to a big industrial farm that's switching to organic. So in these kind of cases, he's saying it's much easier to see that, you know, we have all the foundation in place for the certification. So it's really awesome.
It's an important part of it.
I thought you would like this.
So you're not absolutely concerned with the packing and this side of it? Or you are a bit?
Yeah. For example, the plastic and the boxes, we check, so everything has to be the knife and the fork on. It's all right to use in grocery.
Yeah.
No, like I said, it's a production control, and we check the balance with what you grow and what you sell.
Yeah.
So.
The balance, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
So
is that?
if you've sold 200 kilos, then you will not only produce 100 kilos. So it's.
So it's like, okay, so you know that it comes from your
That's
production.
part. Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
we're
you
not
have to.
buying off
You
the
have
market
to.
then.
You have to show that normally, if you come to a producer, you have some kind of journal system in your computer, on paper, whatever. But it has to be the basic on it that we check the fertilizer, the dirt, when you harvest, how much.
Yeah,
for
well, we
example.
have all that stuff.
Yeah, because otherwise it could be that you show one part and then you use something else in the other part, or something like this.
Yeah.
Or you buy in cheap spinach from China and sell it as your spinach.
Yeah. I mean, it's
We should hide all them Chinese spinach bags.
Yeah, I saw them, but. Well,
No, but I bet you see
you're in
all
the wrong
sorts.
country to do that, I think.
I bet you get all sorts, though, don't you?
But I mean, if you come to ground farming, that's not a big problem. I mean, if you're in international level and olive oil, then we start to talk about fraud. I mean, fraud against to the buyer, but to the customer, but also fraud towards another producer.
Yeah.
To make him go out of the market, for example. So it's a big. That's big. So normally you grow this in the greenhouse.
In the wind, do it outside.
All right.
So, pretty interesting morning. I think we're going to have organic certification for vegetables and for microgreens and for eggs, which is awesome. I don't really want it for the broilers, as I said. It's not in our advantage to take organic certification. We want to be able to slaughter when it's best for the birds and respecting their physiology, etc., not some arbitrary number, as I've talked about in other videos and earlier. But yeah, pretty interesting. It's not so overwhelming. I think it's, I wanted to include this segment. I don't know how useful it is, but I think it's good for people to just see. It's like the slaughter. It's like, how do I build one of them? But once you do it, it's like, oh, that was kind of easy, and it's the same with this. Like, people were getting a little bit worried about them coming to inspect today, and I just thought, I bet this is going to be really smooth and easy. It's like we're obviously trying to do good here, and that shows in the way we care about things and the way we run the operation. So I thought it would kind of be smooth like this, and wanted to just share that with you. So, packing
veg box,
organic veg, actually.
number 8? I think the number 7.
Number 7, right.
So we have beans, mix of green peas and
Very
purple
nice.
beans. We have still our paddy pan squash.
Very nice.
Still the abundance of sugar peas.
Nice.
We're not stopping. Kohlrabi, green and purple. Hakurai turnip.
Very nice. These are actually transplanted.
They're transplanted.
So
We had
slightly elongated and done very nicely.
with good success. Our cucumbers are pumping. So we have English ones and English, the big ones and the longer ones.
And oh, it smells like super strong
Basil.
basil
Mhm.
here.
The basil
Mhm.
onion.
At the
nice.
end we have red onion. We have beautiful chard. The best chard so far, that's for sure. Nice big bunches. We have beautiful
tomatoes.
tomatoes,
Cherry tomatoes. There's gonna be a lot of them coming on.
and with the tomatoes, really nice small bunch but beautiful basil and lemon basil.
Look at these hunky gardeners.
Hunky gardeners.
What's this? Nice beets.
Yeah,
Yellow
beets,
beets.
yellow beets, and some more micros, romaine, salad
Mesclun mix,
mesclun
etc.
mix. Yeah.
Nice. Can you pop the lid off? I can. This is how we do micros with. We just put 3 varieties in one little pack. Very nice.
Very nice.
Kontraktet som han skriver upp. Den kan jag ta på sån här scan på telefonen.
Ja, du kan skicka det som sms, så det är bra. Inga problem.
So that's what you get in the box this week. This is veg box number 7. Beautiful. There's Ruben. Now, Ruben is, he's 5 years old now, and we're actually passing him along with one of the big sows because we're clearing out with pigs for the winter to let this all recover. The rest of the pigs are in here. Niels is just actually trimming the fence because it's quite overgrown, but we've got a good old 5,000 volts coming through here. It's pretty good. But the pigs are in here now, so they've got a lot of vegetation they can eat from, and I think they're going to enjoy it. They'll probably be here now till the autumn when they go for their one bad day, as it were. So the irrigation supply has finally arrived. We've got a misting downer. This is just to go off soft, thin-walled piping, and I'll punch that with this little tool here and pop in these. Now we've got these brown nozzles. These are releasing about 20 litres a minute. No, 16 litres a minute, and the mist is 20 litres a minute. We know that these spread about 4 meters over, which is good enough for the caterpillar tunnels. But I'm going to come and install the piping up in the top here along the central beam, and I'll put a irrigation nozzle under each post as we go down. So the process I'm going through is to take down the old thing. It's too thick, the pipe up there, to pierce holes properly, so I'm going to snip all the connections and redo it because I don't want to damage the crops underneath. We've got fennels and bush beans, as well as carrots and things germinating. So I'm going to whip that off, whip the new one up, punch it, put the gear in, connect it up to the yellow pipes that we use from the, basically the big pipe coming up, 50mm pipe, splits to Gecko fittings, standard industry brass fittings to 1-inch yellow pipe. So I'm going to connect that up to this so that we can rig up both the 30 and 40 metre tunnels whenever we want. So I'm going to get on that. Sweaty even after dinner. I'm actually skipping dinner to do this, but looks good. So now I've just got to hook up the main supply line and I can bodge that on because this black tube fits inside the yellow header pipe. What I've done at the end here is just put the yellow pipe we use from the main header pipe here, you see, and I've just connected that over with a little clip to hold that on, and the end of this goes to just a standard Gecko fitting, and that means we can connect it up to, we have multiple 10-meter hoses so we can water anywhere in the garden. So I just got to connect this end up to where it comes out from under the ground from the pond. We can test if the system is working. There's two outlets on here, so I'm unblocking this one, I've blocked the other one. Then I reconnect, and Toby's down at the pump, so I'm going to shout to him. Well, I can visibly see the rain arc coming right to the edge of the tunnel. That's perfect. I think it'll be a little bit heavy as you go inside, but it does reach to the edges, and I can see on the other side it's reaching nicely over there too. So success. Pretty easy, and that's the way we irrigate the caterpillar tunnels. Pretty straightforward, and I'm glad we got them now. We've been waiting a long time for the right part so we can get this going.